no inventory, no quotas. Guys, you don't have to be backyard certified, garage certified. We're not selling lotions and potions, right? I don't have diet donuts to sell you. It's all about what people want to do anyway. And so we're going to show you the secrets of travel professionals. And you may be saying, who are you guys? We are Planet Marketing. Our visionary and founder, that gentleman you see there, Mr. Donald Bradley, with decades of experience in marketing firms, right? He started this company going on 5 years now in October. We're an online business provider based here in Atlanta, and it simply offers a fresh opportunity without the risk of startup. Here's what I love about what he says. He says, I want to create an opportunity where the average individual can experience above average income. And that's exactly what he did. But guys, he didn't come alone, right? Because he realized the value of when you start something new, you gotta bring the right tools to the game, right?
Yes.
So he brought this gentleman, Mr. Andy Coffin, who's our president and CFO. Now guys, Mr. Coffin has decades of experience managing, listen, billion-dollar businesses, right? He is the reason why within our first 90 days, we were already in 20-plus countries worldwide. We were boots on the ground in Mexico last year. We'll be boots on the ground in Canada before the end of this year. And then he tapped the shoulder of that Lee Ann Treckler. She's our Chief Operations Officer. She's the liaison between the reps in the field and the corporate office. You know what I love? She's the one that hits that button that says that I get paid and I collect those 7 to 8 checks every single month, right? And what I love even more, debt-free company. I don't have to squabble about my money. And 9 times out of 10, she pays us early, and if not on time. So guess what? Every marketing company must have a product. And our product just happens to be the sexiest out there. It's travel. I don't have to twist anybody's arm to go to Jamaica, to go to Bali, to go to all of the amazing places that you all named off, right? So now we have an exclusive partnership with IntelliTravel. Now let me explain who IntelliTravel is. IntelliTravel is a 27-year-old company based in Delray Beach, Florida. In fact, they are the originator of the home-based travel business opportunity. They went to court to fight for this business model 27 years ago. So they have all of the accreditation, the certifications, and are recognized worldwide as the creme de la creme in the travel space. In fact, they just won 2 Travie Awards, which is like the Grammys of the travel industry, for customer support and service. And so James Ferrara there is the co-founder and president, still booking travel, still training, still actively involved in the business. Guys, how many CEOs you know that are still actively involved in a business 27 years later, right? So he is still actively involved. And listen, I just believe that documentation beats conversation every single day of the week. So just let me know, do you recognize a vendor up there?
Yes.
I mean, come on, Delta Vacations, Vacation Express, Norwegian Cruise Line, Princess Cruise. Guys, we have the industry awards and recognitions at the higher echelon of vendors around the world. And so, guys, I can tell you that IntelliTravel is not on trial, and neither is the travel industry. Now, you may be like me. I didn't know that commission was built into every single booking, right? I've taken trips all over the place, but I've never came home to a check. So today I want to show you how to not only travel and come home with a receipt in your pocket, but how do you come home with a check as well, because commissions are already built into every single booking. So now you get to enjoy infinite possibilities. Okay, who's been asked to book that family reunion cruise? Nobody? One person? No, y'all shying away from it because you know how your family gonna act, right? They're gonna fight over which cabin. They're gonna fight over who rooming with who. Y'all know Aunt Lucy gonna get mad and kick everybody out her room. I'm just, that's just my family, right? So I was like, no, I'm not doing this. They're going to wait till the last minute to pay. Then they're going to need an extension, and you're going to have to, it's going to be a headache. But if I can show you how much commission is wrapped up in that headache might be worth it for you. We're going to also, you have access to the wedding industry, which is the largest growing segment in the travel business. Man, I got a sideline business partner who booked a destination wedding to Jamaica. Her commission was $38,000. Y'all heard me, one transaction, and she got a check for $38,000. Sports teams, AAU ball, church retreats. Guys, there is just unlimited possibilities. You've got access to, I mean, you name it, right? From car rentals to airline tickets to hotel rooms. You have your own sports and entertainment page like your own Ticketmaster. So I'm selling Super Bowl packages and paying myself commission. I'm selling tickets to Hamilton, right? And paying myself commission because I've got my own Ticketmaster. Excursions, activities, villas, mansions, Airbnbs. I mean, you have access to everything that's related to travel. So why travel? Why now? Why not? How many of you have been to Atlanta Hartsfield and it was empty?
Never.
Exactly. I've yet to see an empty airport. It's an $8 trillion industry. It's expected to grow to $15 trillion over the next decade. The #1 research category online, guess when? Monday through Friday between the hours of 9 to 5. What y'all doing? I'm sorry, what are y'all supposed to be doing is the question. Right, working, but you got double screens up. You trying to make sure, ain't nobody looking to see what you're doing because you trying to do that Calgon getaway because you done got tired of everybody at work, right? It's the #1 research category online. Our baby boomers are fueling the growth. They're retiring so fast, and guess what? They don't want to just work and go back to work. They want to work and travel and enjoy their best life. And then the millennials. Man, I love the millennials. They're spending over $200 billion a year. I've got a 25-year-old who, every time I turn around, she's somewhere different. I'm like, baby, aren't you supposed to be working to pay, your bills so I don't have to pay your bills? She's like, Mama, but we own a travel business. You right, goodbye. So why not get paid on what people are doing anyway, right? And almost everyone you know is either traveling or they want to travel. Guess why they're not? Time and money, right? So if time and money were not an issue, would you not travel more? That's what we're showing you how to do, is to get your time and your money so that you can do the things that you want to do. Most powerful number in this whole slide is 70 to 80%. Remember I said commission is already built in, right? So now imagine 70 to 80% of that commission that's already included is now coming into your bank account. So now what I'm sharing with you is an opportunity really to put your bank account in the middle of a transaction that's going to happen anyway. Right? You're partnered with major vendors. There's no third-party intermediaries. We even have a reserved inventory of group cruises, about 2,000 cabins that are set aside at the beginning of the year just for us with IntelliTravel. Guys, best in customer support and service. All of your training is included. It's all online. It's all on demand. Man, personalized website, email marketing program, customer management software, every single thing you need. Turnkey business to get your business up and running immediately. So the big question is, okay, you talking, but how much can I really earn, right? So guys, guess what? Imagine, remember I said you get a customizable website. So imagine you send your link to your website to a business traveler who travels weekly, right? And they book a 3-night hotel stay 3 times a month through your portal. Guys, listen, you can earn $151.20 a month. Now you may say $151.20, what is that? I don't know, but that pays it pays a portion of my Verizon bill. Exactly. Yeah. It pays a bill in my household, right?
Internet.
Right. So what about that golf trip, right? I'm a golfer. I know we travel in packs. So whenever I'm booking a golf trip, I got girlfriends that's like, where we going, how long we going, let's go. Right, so imagine you book that 5-day golf trip to Scottsdale for 4 people. Your commission $275. You're still paying a bill in my household, right?
Yep.
Or what about that honeymoon, right? So your girlfriend's getting married, or your friend, they're getting married, right? And you're like, you know what? You focus on the dress. I'm gonna help y'all. I'll focus on this. You call the resort, because you don't even have to do anything. You just pick up the phone and call them. You call the resort, have a 20-30-minute conversation, tell them you got a honeymoon, a couple that's coming on their honeymoon. They send you the itinerary, you collect the check, collect the card from your girlfriend and put the deposit down, and they're all booked, right? You take the stress and make it easy for them. And so while they're enjoying that swim out suite, guess what? You're enjoying that $561.79 for something they were going to do
Anyway.
So let's talk about the family reunion, right? I don't want to be bothered with them. Imagine you book 20 cabins, about 40 people, Western Caribbean cruise, right? 5 days, 4 nights. Can you deal with some commission with a comma? Right, just put me on the opposite end of the boat, okay? I don't want to see them, I don't want to be bothered with them. Just put me on the opposite end, let them have fun.
Put on some
Check
earplugs
them
while you
in,
fight.
and you're done, right? For $2,240.17. But guys, this was one of the reasons that I said this is what I want to do. Remember, I said I was going to be my own best customer and I was going to travel the world. Well, guess what? I love the perks and benefits that are associated with being a travel advisor. Because now I get to have fun learning while I'm earning. I get to go to amazing places, like I'm going to Be Live Resort in the Dominican for free. All I got to do is get my airfare there, and then my vendor has an airfare, travel agent rate for the airfare, so it'll only cost me for airfare $199 round trip, and I'm staying at the resort for 4 days and 3 nights for free, so I can do market research. Why wouldn't I? That's more than the cost of my investment, right? It's worth more. And so we get the opportunity to educate ourselves by experiencing travel from a client perspective. And oh, by the way, I don't give tax advice, so I'm not a tax accountant or anything like that. But because my occupation looks like most people's vacation, it's also a tax write-off, right? Because I'm doing market research. So that I can become better acquainted on travel vendors, industry products, acquire vendor-specific certifications. So guys, we had the opportunity to go to Montego Bay. Now listen, it was my job to go to all of the all-inclusive restaurants that were on that property. It was my job to swim in the water and dip my toe in to make sure that the temperature was the same on the brochure as it really was. It was my job to get a massage 2 or 3 days a week because I needed to know who to recommend. When I said it was my job to test out the drinks, make sure, well, y'all just say, it was my job, right? To explore this resort for $99 for 4 nights in Montego Bay, Jamaica. It was just my job, and I enjoyed my job. Right? I also had to do my job at Disneyland in Anaheim, California, right? I had to go test out the Mickey Mouse pancakes. I had to make sure they were friendly. I had to make sure it was really going to put laughs on the kids' faces like that for $399 per person, right? And then if cruising is your thing, Royal Caribbean told me I had to go on this cruise for $399 for the ocean view, $559 for the balcony. Now, if you've ever cruised, you know that a balcony cabin that's 8 days and 7 nights is usually about $1,600 to $2,000, right? And that included all port taxes and fees, right? So it was my job to go hang out on this balcony, to karaoke, to make sure the Lido deck was, you know, the right amount of music and all. It was just my job. And because Royal Caribbean realizes now that we're bougie travelers, they didn't even offer us an inside cabin, right? They said you get the ocean view or the balcony, right? And we know once you go balcony, you never. You're looking for that sweet life now. So guys, listen. As an entrepreneur, though, I had my questions. I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to lose money, number one, and that I would be able to capture clients and retain clients. And so these 3 guarantees were really important for me. The first is the best travel price guarantee. The best travel price guarantee simply says that if my client within 7 days finds the same itinerary somewhere else cheaper, and it's a comparison of apples, same heads in the bed, same seats on the plane, same cabins on the cruise, that we can meet it or beat it or pay them the difference up to 110% in IntelliBucks as a credit on their next trip. right? So it absolutely gives you the best travel value and guarantee for your clients. The second guarantee for me was big, was a 30-day money-back guarantee. You mean I could test the business, test drive it for 30 days, kick the tires, look under the hood, see if the culture fits, see if the values of the organization match mine, right? See if I can book some travel, how seamless is it? You know, y'all say y'all gonna help me, are y'all gonna really? I got the opportunity to test drive my business for 30 days. Well, by the time those 30 days up, I had about 10, 15 business partners and was well on my way. There was no way I was about to turn it in at that point, right? But if for some reason you are allergic to anyway money and you decide that you want to stop, quit, you can after 30 days and get a full refund with no questions asked. As a serial entrepreneur, though, the unique profit guarantee was very appealing to me because the unique profit guarantee simply says that if I didn't earn in travel commission or save on my own travel what I spend over a 12-month period, that IntelliTravel is going to stroke me a check for the difference so that I break even in my business in the first year. Guys, do you not realize that breaking even or even showing a profit in your business is unheard of in your first year? Can I tell you that in my first year, I was making 5 figures in this company? In my first year. In my second year, I increased that by almost 45 to 50%. And so the numbers just keep going up because it's just travel. Now, as if all of that, does that make sense? Being able to travel, earning commission off of travel that you're doing anyway, helping friends, family, people you know do the same thing, right? That just makes sense. So for me, that's all I was interested in. I almost missed the adult money. I almost missed this side because for me, I said, I don't do that, right? I had a little attitude about it. I had people who had asked me over the years to do everything from Mary Kay to Noni Juice to you name it. Michelle, you'd be perfect at that. I have went to their dinners. I have the ones that I respected. I went to their dinners. I showed up at them. Now, some of them I didn't know. Don't call me again. But the ones that I respected, I showed up, I did, I listened, and I said, not no, but HE double hockey sticks no. I am not interested. And I said I would never do this. I thumbed my nose up at the industry. And now I thank God every single morning, and I tell Mr. Bradley this, that God did not allow me to miss it. I'm thankful that this was the opportunity that I finally said yes to because the culture is it's like nothing I've ever been a part of. To see people helping, okay, I'll just give you the evidence. This ain't in my pay line. This does nothing for me on my pay line, if that makes sense. But it's because we know that relationships is the true currency, that her sponsor in Maryland can call me and say, will you? And I'll say, absolutely. And he called me yesterday and he said, I'm going to send you a gift. For what? You're insulting me if you send me a gift. Right? Because relationships is the true currency. So I almost missed this. But my sponsor, she came back to me and she said, okay, wait a minute. I see you on Facebook. I see you going to the restaurants, taking pictures of your food, tagging yourself in the restaurant, telling the whole world where you are. I see you going to movies and telling people, oh, I just saw this movie. It's real good. Y'all need to go see it. I see you commenting, like I love everybody commenting on Tyler Perry's A Fall from Grace, because everybody that's doing it is participating in network marketing. They're just not getting paid for it. See, one of the things that the vendors, the resorts, people have learned is that the greatest form of marketing and advertising is what? Word of mouth. Word of mouth. Word of mouth, right? And I almost missed it because it wasn't dressed up like overalls and looked like work. I almost missed it because of my own self and not being open. I'm so thankful I didn't. Now let me ask another question. If I brought a billionaire in here to give you some financial advice, would you take his advice?
Definitely, you know.
Okay, well good, because I did. His name is Warren Buffett.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody know, ever heard of billionaire Warren Buffett?
Mm-hmm.
Well, billionaire Warren Buffett says never rely on a single source of income. You must invest to create a second source. Now you know where we all get mixed up at? Second source. And we think that means I gotta go get a second job. How many of you know that 2 jobs are for what? 2 people. Anybody ever work 2 jobs? 3 jobs? Okay, so we're a support group in here too, right? Because I've worked 2 jobs, 3 jobs, thinking it's gonna help me get, and you find out you exhausted, you tired, the money from job number 2 is gas for job number 1, or lunch money or whatever, and you're never truly making the strides that you wanted to make. Let me ask one other question and then I'll keep it moving. How many of you have some very aggressive financial goals for 2020? How many of you have done your vision plan, you've done your vision board, you've had a chance to really think about what happened in 2019, what went good, what didn't go so good, and where you want to be in 2020? And if you're like me, when I did my vision board, I said, oh, this is great, but I ain't got enough money to, how we going, what? So then I realized I have to be able to capitalize on the power of leveraged and residual income. So let's talk about what that means. So, is it fair to say that everything you heard on the travel side made sense? Right? Is that fair to say? Okay, so if it's fair to say that everything that you heard on the travel side, because everything I heard about it made amazing sense. I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute, I can travel and pay myself. I can travel, take amazing vacations, and go dirt cheap. Yep, that makes amazing sense. So my first thought was, I got my girlfriends, right? We've had babies together, we go to church together, we went to the club together, we do it all together, right? So why not find, I had to share with them how we were going to get wealthy together. I had to tell my family who travels all the time, but then when they told me that Mr. Bradley was gonna give me $50 every time they partner with me, oh, I expedited my phone calls, because I was going to tell them anyway, but I wanted to hurry up now and do those phone calls, right? So every time you share the business opportunity with somebody, the company pays you $50. Now, y'all didn't get excited about that. I can see y'all faces like, you done brought me here to hear about some $50, $50. But y'all know if you go home today and reach in your sofa cushion and you find $50, you're going to be like, on Facebook, y'all the Lord surely is good. You'll be the first one testifying. And I got excited. Let me tell you why I got excited too, because there was no limit to the number of $50 bills I could receive. But I got even more excited about a 50% check match. How many of you got to go to work tomorrow? How many got a lot of people in your department, in your area? I want you to go to work tomorrow and look at all those people and imagine that you can get 50% of all of their checks. Sound good, don't it? That every time they get a check, the company's going to send you 50% of it. Don't stop nothing from theirs. They're going to still get theirs, but you're going to get 50% of it. Guys, that got me so excited because as I was helping people get started, they were excited about it. And so while I'm doing my thing off somewhere, they're like, Michelle, I got a new business partner. Michelle, I got a new business partner. Guess what? It only made sense that they got the $50, right? But I'm sitting there, go girl, go, because they get 50, I get 25. They get 100, I get 50. They get 500, I get 250. They make a fortune, I'm making
half a fortune.
Half a fortune. Go girl, go, go. Man, I'm the biggest cheerleader you can imagine. So I was like, wow. Now, do you think they upset with me about that? No. Because they're getting theirs, right? Then it got even better because the company said, guess what? Every time somebody falls in your team, we're going to put $10 in your bank account. Every time. Now, I didn't know that I could get wealthy with a $10 bill. Okay? I'm going to explain this to you in a minute. Just remember, I said that $10 bills, I had no earthly idea. Now, you know the small print, everybody like, what it say in the small print, what it say, no limits. I don't need to say no more, right? No limits on direct sales, matches, or team bonuses, upfront commission paid every single Friday. But remember I told you, Leanne pays us early, so we get the notification that it's there on Thursdays. That's good stuff. You got 2 debt-free companies too. So, Mr. Bradley put in place a builders program that when you help 3 people, you become what's known, I think he was in the Olympics or something, right? You become what's known as a bronze builder. Do we have any bronze builders in the room? Any bronze builders? No? Okay. All right. When you help 6 people, you become a silver builder, right? And so any silver builders, come on up, get somebody your camera. Get somebody your camera.
Get somebody my camera. Get
She's
somebody
so
my camera.
excited about that silver.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us your name, your occupation, and why Planet Marketing.
I am Beverly K. Watson Thorne.
Tell us your whole name. No, I'm just playing.
My whole name. My occupation, I am a serial entrepreneur.
Okay, all right.
And why Planet Marketing? For me, Planet Marketing is game over. Financial freedom. I've been in this business for about 6 weeks now, and I have made my investment back, and I am seeing profit. I want to open up an account specifically so that my travel money can go into that one. And I told my husband, you managing this money, because my husband is one of the, I mean, when it comes to financial savvy, he managing that money. So, game over for me.
All right, I love it, I love it. I mean, you do the math, right? She's helped 6 people, $50 times 6 is what? 300, right? Plus, she's getting a residual off of that we'll talk about in a minute. So she has made her investment back. Y'all trying to figure out how much is the investment? $199.90. I ain't got no secrets, right? It's $199.90. So she has more than made in 6 weeks her money back. She is quickly though on her way to Gold Builder, which will happen in the next
Week.
Okay,
Week.
by Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
Make
By
me call
Friday.
you.
Okay, I'm gonna be calling you.
Okay. So there's some benefits that go with going gold. The first thing is that first level of $10 bills. So now, of course, she gets the $50 whenever she adds someone to her team. She gets the 50% check match when someone on her team adds somebody. But now she gets also another $10 bill. Right, so every time someone is added to her team, she gets a $10 bill. She gets a 10% match on personal ITA's travel commission. Remember I told you about my sideline business partner who booked that destination wedding? Her commission was $38,000. Her sponsor, a realtor, good friend of mine in Alabama, is a gold builder. He woke up and had a check for $3,800. Now, he didn't know she was booking the wedding. He wasn't even invited to the wedding. He didn't know the bride. He didn't know the groom, right? He didn't know nobody. But because he was her gold builder, he received a 10% override from IntelliTravel on her booking.
And no paperwork, nothing.
And nothing. And then a 10% match on personal reps matrix commission. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the residual income. This is what I love, right? This is the reason why I woke up and said, whoa, hold up, I cannot miss this. First of all, it's a 3x9 team build matrix. It's paid out on the 10th of every single month, okay? It takes 2 people to unlock your matrix. So when you get your first 2 people started, and guys, it's the same 2 people that get you to bronze. It's not an additional 2, it's the same. When you help those first 2 people get started, you open up the first 2 levels of your matrix and start receiving residual income. When you are a bronze builder, you open up that 3rd level all the way up to 5, right? And as a bronze builder, let's say with 5 people on your team, you have positioned yourself that when your matrix fully fills up to receive $1,452 residually on a monthly basis. Could anybody use some residual income? I'm talking that money that you've done something one time and now you're paid over and over again. So guys, listen, as a silver builder on her way to gold, she has positioned herself, and I'm not sure where you fall in this, but she's positioned herself to receive $4,368 when her matrix fills up. Right, she's pushing her way to gold because all it takes is 9 people to completely unlock your matrix. Single digit number, 9 people unlocks your matrix and positions you for $118,000 residually on a monthly basis. Okay, so now the question may be, well, what if it take 5 years for the matrix to fill up? Okay, you go to work every day to receive a quarter raise once a year. So can't you be patient for 5 years, even if it takes 10 years? Or imagine the company gets it 90% wrong and 10% right. Could you use $11,000 residually? Guys, this is about timing and positioning. Can I tell you that her sponsor, this business is what, 3.5 years old, Greg Scott? Her sponsor is a 3-star director. You'll hear what that is in a minute. He works full time for the DEA. His wife just retired in December of this year, December of last year, from the DEA as well. So they were already multiple 6. He's making in this business on a part-time basis $365,000 a year. Part-time. His wife is making over 6 figures booking travel. Part-time. Right? So guys, it's about timing and positioning. We have 52,000 reps worldwide in this opportunity. We will have 100,000 reps by Monday, October 26th of this year. 48,000 will come into this opportunity. Will they fit in your matrix? So $4 per head for every person that sits in your matrix is the payout for it. $4. So I've got a team of 400 people. So $4 times 400 is what I get paid residually. And as my team grows, that continues to grow. Let's talk about directorship. Most aggressive compensation plan in the industry, and this is the envy of the industry. When you and your team help 100 people get started, not by your efforts alone, but her formula has to be, you go gold, and then you help 10 other people go gold, right? You receive a guarantee of no less than $1,000 per month in income, right? So you give yourself a $12,000 increase. When I tell y'all I was ignorance on fire, this is the person who was the biggest skeptic that said I would never do this. I became a director in 3 months. I was ignorance on fire, right? Because I wanted that guaranteed income and I wanted the legacy, the Planet Pledge, which I'll share with you shortly. You receive, of course, recognition, your Planet Marketing Director's Jacket. You receive that next level of $10 bills. So now it's $20. Every time somebody drops into your organization, it's an extra $20. And then you start your month off, the first of the month, with the director's bonus of $500. They introduced me as a 2-star director with a team of over 300. I've got about 400 now. I start my month off at the first of every month. The company sends me $1,000. Now, every time somebody hits my organization, the company adds $30 to that. $30. Remember I said you could get flat out wealthy over a $10 bill? So now imagine those 400 people. Let's say all of those 400 people go help one family get started this week. How much is that? $4,000 in 1 week. That's just the $10 bills. That's not including the match or anything else that's associated with it. Quickly making my way to 3-star director with 500 ITAs. I'll start my month with $2,000, and now I've got that next level of $10 bills. So $40 now every time somebody drops into my organization. The most aggressive compensation system out there. right? 7 to 8 paychecks every single month. I wanna stop there, but a couple of things I wanna point out. Our number 1 and number 2 income earners are 6-star directors. Mr. Shedrick White, is a 6-star director. He's our first $1 million income earner. Was the first of everything in the company, right? And Mr. Orlando Moore, who is my personal coach, is our number 2 income earner. And they're both our second $1 million income earner, and they're both just making their way through the organization. I love that they are amazing individuals who are always teaching, coaching, training, developing, so that we are better at what we do. The key thing here, though, is that it goes all the way to 9-star director, and nobody's there yet. So that means you haven't missed it. You are absolutely in the right place and at the right time. Mr. Bradley personally purchases rings and Rolexes when you reach certain levels. So when that income grows to $8,333 a month, he'll put that sapphire ring on your finger, indicating earnings of well over $100,000, but up to $1 shy of $250,000. When you hit $250,000, like Mr. Greg Scott, then the company puts that ruby ring on your finger, indicating earnings of $250,000 up to $1 shy of $500,000. When you get to that $500,000 level at $41,666 per month, they put that diamond ring on your finger. And of course, what Shedrick White is, $83,333 a month with the double diamond. When you get 5-star, you earn that Rolex watch. We have over 48 people that are wearing rings and watches in the organization that have absolutely hit those levels and are climbing. My coach, my sponsor, was working for the Department of Defense Counterterrorism Division, GS-14, and was working full-time. She has the ruby ring as well, indicating earnings. I know just from her telling me, her salary or what she's making from the company now is about $28,000 per month. It was costing her to go to work, so she fired her boss and retired herself, and is now full-time in the business. And that's great. I mean, she did that in 3.5 years. So the potential is there, the unlimited income is there. This is our disclosure statement, and actually the 2019 is available, so if anyone wants to see the 2019 disclosure statement, it is available. It's amazing to see the income that has been generated in this organization in 2019. So I definitely encourage you to take a look at that. You heard me talk about the Planet Pledge. So when I owned Edible Arrangements, one of the things that was disconcerting to me was if something would have happened to me while I owned that business, the company in my contract, my 10-year contract that I signed, said that they would have to interview my daughters to see if they were fit to run the business if something happened to me. That was an issue for me. I built a business with my blood, sweat, and tears, and you have the potential of saying you could take it away, take away my legacy. I had a problem with that. In this business, I can feel secure in knowing that if anything happens to me, Mr. Bradley's gonna take Michelle K. Johnson off of those checks and replace it with, I used to say Erica and Jessica Johnson, but now that the grandbaby is here, they don't know that they ain't getting jack. Gonna put Ariana Marie Johnson on. So the grandbaby now will get the Planet Marketing weekly commission, director's pay, director bonuses, and the monthly residual. I have it in trust for her. They don't know yet. You're not recording, no.
No,
Oh, okay.
you know what? They won't see this.
Turnkey business, valuable tools, systems, and support. You get a website to track everything. Your mobile app, man, it just puts your business on steroids. I'd say 95% of the people work this business part-time. So you can download the app, send a video. I mean, it just makes it so easy. Training on demand and live, amazing events. We have our 2020 convention coming up at the Gaylord Palms. Same place we had it last year. It was just flat out amazing. September 24th through the 26th. We're going to Dallas for 2021. And then we've got this Planet Escape one of the things that Mr. Bradley is passionate about is people being able to stamp passports. I run into people on my team and people that I meet that have never left their zip code, right? And so it's important to, I think that when you leave your zip code, when you leave and go and experience other cultures, right? It gives you just such an openness and an awareness. And I'm big on travel, especially for kids. And so every year, he'll do 1 or 2 trips that we call our edutainments. And just an opportunity for people to stamp their passports and go to places that they only dreamed about and make those affordable for them to attend. So we've got this one coming up at the El Dorado Casinos Royale that is going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think I got a swim out suite on this one, but really looking forward to going back to Mexico. So let me just recap. Once you get started, you open up multiple streams of income, $50 direct sale commission, 50% check match. You've got that team bonus that I just love, those $10 bills up to 6 levels deep. 10% overrides Goal Builders receive from personal ITAs, travel commissions, and Matrix. That Matrix pays $4 per person per month up to 9 levels deep. And then, of course, the director's bonus when you reach a balance team of at least 100 ITAs, then you receive that monthly bonus. I know y'all are on the edge of your seat. I saw you. She opened up her notebook. She wrote it out in big letters. When can I get started? I'm so glad you asked. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Guys, I already told you, $199.90 to get started. How is that divided up? Okay, it's $19.95 goes to Planet Marketing. $179.95 goes to IntelliTravel. Errors and omissions insurance, you're licensed and bonded. You receive your credentials that recognize you worldwide as a travel advisor. All your training is included. So, you know, if you want to be Disney certified, you can go on Disney's site, become Disney certified. Guess what? Disney's going to give you a free ticket. They're going to give you a free pass to their property. You get 50% off of Disney hotels, 50 to 60% off Disney cruises. Carnival, they're going to do the same. They're going to give you a free cruise. You get access to all of that. And then your monthly support after your first 30 days, because you remember that 30 days is a look and see where you can decide if you want your money back. But after that first 30 days, then you've got a monthly overhead. That's just to keep the doors of your business open, right? Every business has operating expenses. And that's less than $2 a day, $59.90 to keep your business open, man. Just give up Starbucks 1 day a week and you're there, right? So guys, really, it's just time to make a decision. It may be a number 3 in the room that says thank you, but no thanks. Listen, if that's you, thank you. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for sharing this moment with us. We would ask that if you know anybody or have any referrals, definitely send them to the person that invited you. Or maybe you're number 2 like I was. I had some questions. Or maybe that number 2 says I'm between blessings, right? Anybody ever been between blessings? Where your funds don't quite meet and you're trying to figure out how to make them meet and you just need a little bit of time. And that's, hey, we all are there, been there, done that, right? Or maybe you're number 1 and you're like, when you said I could go to Jamaica for $99 for 5 days and 4 nights, right, and do that market research, dip my toe in the water, that's exactly, I'm waiting on you to shut up so I can sign up. That's what I want to do, is shut up so you can sign up. But here's what I know, guys, as an entrepreneur for over 2 decades, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. Most people miss the 1 step because they're focused on the 1,000 miles. All you really need to do is just take that 1 step and then everything else kind of falls into place. Any questions?